Hello again, I am the Chris who plays games, pressing the wrong button because I forgot which button to push. Alright, now we are here. I'm the Chris who plays games. Today is our Binding of Isaac daily today. We are playing as the Blue Baby and going to Mega Satan, as you can tell from that key behind me. So as some of you may or may not know, this is the Binding of Isaac. The Binding of Isaac is a roguelike game based largely on the Legend of Zelda, the original Legend of Zelda dungeons. So you get kind of these typical maps with four-way rooms. We get, in this case, each run is randomly generated, as that is what, I don't know what it does. Okay, this like sucks up things in the room. I don't know. So the short straw is an item I've got, and I will keep that rather than the hoop, which I never use as a space item. And so yeah, so I've got my friend Avi here, which is why I'm explaining a little bit more. Those of you who watch these dailies regularly might see a little bit more of this and know this already, but so this is a game created by Edmund McMillan. He really digged the original Legend of Zelda kind of style of game, and wanted to have something that was sort of in the style or inspired by those initial dungeons in the first Legend of Zelda for the NES. And so that's what you get with the Binding of Isaac. The rooms, of course, in this case, well, not of course, but the rooms are generated randomly. So every time you play this game, it's different. The roguelike game being that type of thing, and you'll have varying numbers of floors to go through. With the Mega Satan key, we've got to do about 10 floors that we're going to. So we'll have 10 different floors of these dungeon-like rooms that we got to go through, each with randomly generated layouts and enemies in them, as well as the items we pick up being randomly generated, and so on. As the Blue Baby, I have a moderate amount of damage. All of my hearts are soul hearts. I can't pick up red hearts. So soul hearts are the kind that once you go away, they're less common, so you'll get more red heart drops in a run and not be able to pick them up because you're the Blue Baby. But they have the property that when you take a hit from them, it does not do damage or does not take away from your Devil Deal chance. So as you go through the levels, you will have a chance to pick up additional items if you do not take too much damage in that floor. And so that's good. Okay, so the short straw does damage to everything in the room and occasionally, apparently, drops soul hearts. So that's a useful item to have, and we'll definitely be happy with that over the hoop, which tends to just drop a few coins every now and then and not be very useful. So this is Larry Jr. we're fighting. We got two Larry Jr.'s here, and we're making our way through. You can see the health bar of the boss at the bottom of there, and we've already gone through this level, picked up, oh, tears up, that's nice. So tears up will make us shoot faster, and it's also a shot speed up, so our tears will go farther. So you can see here this red heart we're not able to pick up because we're the Blue Baby and have no heart containers. So we're going on now to the second floor. I'm not going to go... No, I am. I'm going to go in this curse room and see if there's anything useful in here. There is not, just a soul or a troll bomb and a set of spiders, but that's fine. Pick up that red heart, that's fine. And yeah, in here, nothing in here. We did at one point in the last floor get a treasure rock. The treasure rock was a small rock that had a rock that had a small X indicator on it, indicating that there was something hidden in it. We were able to bomb that and get that out. I believe this is the eye in the back of your head item. Oh, nope, triple shot. Okay, so now I shoot 3 shots at a time. My shot speed is much lower, but I will be able to shoot more tears. So this is especially good on bosses. If all 3 shots hit, it is a damage up. Otherwise, if only 2 hit, it is a damage down. But for boss runs and other things like that, as well as when you're having trouble hitting an enemy, it can be useful. This room dropped a pill. That pill was a Pretty Fly pill. The Pretty Fly will act as an orbital, and orbital will protect us from various projectiles coming in. As they hit that Pretty Fly, they will not actually get me useful. This Dingle, unfortunately, is not a very fun boss to fight with this triple shot because you can't actually get up close to him very well. Somehow his... I don't know. So he's going to try and shoot enemies at, or shoot projectiles at us, as well as popping out little pooplets, as you can see over the left side, to try and attack us. Yeah, I need to keep remembering to use my short straw every time that's up because it does generate those extra soul hearts for me. Definitely good to have. Out of here. Come on, get out of here. All right, so he's shooting out more stuff. And here we go. Come on. We're hoping for maybe some damage up. With no damage ups, these runs can get a bit tedious. This very long fight is in part because of that. This is an all stats up, definitely a nice thing. So it's going to give us a tears up as well as the damage up. And now we have Mom's Knife. So Mom's Knife is an interesting item. Rather than shooting out tears, you get kind of like a charged up item that you shoot out in front of you, and the longer you hold it down, the farther out it goes. So here I held it down for a while and it went out pretty far. With the triple shot, you don't get a lot of range on it unless you hold it down for a very long time. So this is going to be an interesting item to use here. You can see we've got these 3 knives. The only reason we have the 3 knives is because of the combination of the triple shot and the Mom's Knife. So the combinations of items here really is what makes the game interesting and different every time, because there's something along the lines of, I don't know, 300 or so items that are in the game. Actually, the dad's key will unlock any items in the room, which is not like terrible, or any locked doors in the room, but I would rather keep this short straw that's generating things for me because I've got a few keys. I'm not super worried about that. So the combination of items really is what gives you a lot of the replayability here, because when you combine, triple shot with Mom's Knife, you get this kind of item. If you combine quad shot, you would get something different. If you combine, the triple shot with the brimstone that shoots lasers out in front of you, you get something, oh, health down, that's not what I wanted. So all of those end up being very different types of play. You get a very different type of attack, how much damage you do, etc., etc. All very, significant differences as you're playing through the game. Each level is a maze. You're just trying to kind of figure out where things are. You don't know maze. You do kind of get a feel at some point for how the levels tend to be made up. It doesn't ever give you a guarantee, but boss rooms tend to be one of the farther paths from the initial starting room. So if you get in a path that's kind of separate from things, that can be a good hint there. And we are going to go into the boss room here. And this boss is not one of my friendlier. So he's underground at the moment, hiding from me, and killed him with 1 hit of the Mom's Knife. Great. And we're going to pick up this HP up, which is all good. I think if there's anything I want to go grab from this floor, I don't think. So there are shops. So each level, the couple things that each level has. One is that each level has an item room. So that's the gold locked door that I go in. The other is that each floor has a shop. The shop allows you to trade in the coins that you pick up on the ground to buy various items and power-ups. In order to pick up like a full, an item pickup like you would find in an item room is about 15 cents. You can sometimes find bombs, keys, or hearts in there for 5 cents. So each of those different things is something you can consider. So for here, I do have a bomb, and I'm going to be able to drop this bomb and blow these mushrooms up. I did get my bomb back, which is good. Unfortunately, I did not get a whole lot else out of it. This one over here. Finish up this room. Ooh, not walk. Bikes. Bikes are bad, unsurprisingly. And, oh, I hate this room. So each of these rooms, although randomly generated, is kind of manually created. So you'd get to the point where you recognize, which of the rooms you're coming into. Those rooms with the red spiders are pretty much the ones that I hate the most. I hate the red spiders because they're fast for me. Just can't react fast enough. That room in particular I've seen many times, and I do not like it. Okay. Remember to use my space item every time. Again, that is going to generate soul hearts for me, which will help keep me alive. Only if I actually use it. So there. So like all cooldowns in all games ever, you definitely want to be using it every time you can. That definitely helps. This dry baby, I don't know what he does. The babies basically all follow you around behind you, and they will, do various good things. So sometimes they will drop hearts, sometimes they will do other positive effects for it. I do have 12 cents. I don't actually know my health on this level. Oh, that's what the dry baby does. He does that kind of every now and then. He does that book pops up and it does damage to everything in the room. This shop unfortunately did not have any items for me to buy. Instead, it contained greed, one of the enemies in the shop. Instead, you can sometimes find greed or super greed in the shops, and they give you a lot of money, but you get no items. So traded that key for not what I wanted. Hoping for a soul heart because I have no idea how much life I have left. I know I've picked up a couple soul hearts, but I've also taken. My hope is that now that I'm pretty far down along this path, that it's going to lead to the boss room. what I want to find next, because I've already found the item room, the dry baby, and the shop. Pretty much is everything you need to find in the level. Oh, another hit. So the problem here is that there's a good chance that I will actually get the devil deal on this floor, but without having any idea how much life I have left, it's a dangerous decision to take to do that. So there's a good chance actually I just won't finish this boss. You can see the mom's knife with the triple shot on bosses, because they've got bigger bodies, is definitely a big thing. The evil up will give me a black heart as well, which will see the floor as well, dropping 3 bombs for me. Not bad. And we've got 3 hearts. So with the devil deals, you have to be aware that if you take the devil deals, usually if you only have soul hearts, the devil deals are 3 hearts. And 3 hearts will kill me if I only have 3 hearts, which is what was the case here. So I would not have been able to comfortably take a devil deal. The king eye will let me see my destiny, which will show the boss rooms on the mid upper right corner, but I can't. Boss room is fucking. I can't walk over those spikes without taking damage, so I'm not gonna pick up the master key. Let me key level. I've also got plenty of. I can just pick up a key for 5 cents. But you can see here, we've got luck up coins. We got a couple other coins. The sack of sacks here is going to, every time I finish a room, potentially drop a sack of hearts or other things like that. And I don't know what this does. Oh, okay, so the compost will give me a spider every time I use it, but I like my heart generating item better, so that. Unfortunately, that's a waste of 15 cents, and I won't be able to pick something up on the next floor because of that. That's one of the things about once you get pretty good at this game, you get to learning what all of the items are, so that I would know that I don't want to keep the compost, and I instead want to keep this item. But playing this game, I've got about 150 hours in this game at this point, according to Steam. So I've played it a bit, but there's still a lot of game and a lot of items to remember, and I just have not gotten them all. Don't want to take the health down pill. Not my friend. Kind of wandering around at the moment looking for that other item room. So we got the shop here, not the item room. Hello, Julia. What do you need? You're just okay. All right. Well, we got another one of those keys. So that laughing voice that you hear, that mom's hands are gonna come down and try and grab me. In this case, thankfully I was able to avoid those hands. When those are coming, you really just want to avoid the noise. You just want to keep moving around because you don't want them to land on you. Bad, because they will grab you and take you. Well, 1, they'll do damage to you, and 2, they will take you back to the beginning level. Neither of which is. These guys with the heads that pop up, you can only damage them when the heads are up. That is frustrating. Plus my drag baby did too. Still looking for that item room. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be on the other side of this 2x2 map. So these 2x2s can be dangerous rooms. Generally speaking, I want to avoid them if I can, so I will generally explore the map. Look for other directions first. If I was speedrunning this game, which is something that a lot of people do, the daily runs are the same random generator seed for all the people who play it, and you can go for, there's a leaderboard for both speed and time. So the people who run for speed, which I'm not one, just be like, screw this item room, go to the boss. I will live without this item, and whatever I get done is what I get done. I am not good at this game, and so therefore I do not speed. I just wander around and try. Okay, so here we have Lust. So some of the rooms you'll walk into will have these little mini bosses. On the plus side, this gave me the Poison Touch ability. On the minus side, the Poison Touch ability isn't all that useful. What it will do is cause enemies that touch me to poison, so they're likely to die at some point. Unfortunately, that's not really like ideally, like I just don't get touched by enemies. Have that problem. Okay, so this item is the black hole. The black hole will suck everything that in the room in a black hole, unsurprisingly, and hold them there, which is good. It will do some ticking damage to them while holding them in place. Unfortunately, I still do like the short straw that seems soul hearts because I need lives. Item that I've got now, I'm gonna make my way to the boss and make my way out of this level. So that item room was not an item that I wanted to take, and wandering through there both took a lot of time off of my clock if I was speedrunning, as well as giving me some more, risk of taking damage, which luckily I think I didn't, but that risk is always there. Here's that short straw giving me that half soul heart there, and war giving me orbital. Now I've got the cube of meat, as well as that pretty fly, I think, still orbiting around me. Yeah, I do. Which is good when I get to some of the later levels, later bosses, where there's a lot of projectiles and other things like that, because either one of those orbitals will block projectiles. Take these pills, because I have pills. So the story behind this game is that it's called The Binding of Isaac. The Binding of Isaac is, of course, a biblical story. It's not strongly based on it, but it uses a lot of different biblical character names and themes from Bible stories as part of what it's doing. So the basic story behind it is, Isaac's mother is told by God that her son has been corrupted and has to sacrifice him while she watches Christian broadcasts on the television. And so she comes after him with a knife. He gets scared, as you would expect a child being chased by a murderous mother with a knife to do, and he dives into the toy chest into the basement from his room, and ends up, making his way through the basement. But we are making our way through the basement. Why exactly his basement has something like 9 floors, as well as like a massive series of monsters, including the devil, a little bit less clear to me. But at least some of this idea is understandable. The cone head is a great item for me. A cone head means that I cannot take damage from things that stomp on me. And so there's a fight coming up pretty soon where we will fight against Mom, and she will try and stomp on our heads. And with the cone head, when she stomps on my head, I will not take damage from it. Awesome. Okay, so I don't know what is in that. I feel like it's another space item, and I like my short straw when I actually use it. So I'm gonna pick up this 5-cent soul heart card and hopefully there's not. Pick up this pill and hopefully. I was hoping, so the Verp pill will duplicate whatever pill you took most recently. I could not remember if the pill I took most recently was the Health Up pill, which I got at the beginning of the floor, or the Perks pill. Perks will cause you to take half damage for the next room, or I think it's the next time you take damage, you'll take half damage, something like that. And so it's an okay pill, but compared to a Health Up, where I would get a full heart, not that, so I did not duplicate pill. Oof. Of course, the other thing is that I usually think of Health Up pills as being even more useful because they actually give you a red heart container if you're on most other characters you play as, and that is not the case. Alright, so that's that foot coming down, like I said, trying to stomp on me. Up there. There we go. So that triple mom's knife is definitely super powerful. It definitely item. The Polaroid is a useful thing. Every time you take damage, there's a chance of you producing a shield around yourself for about 30 seconds. And not only applies if you have less than 1 red heart, because I am a baby, I cannot get red hearts, so I always have less hearts than that. Yeah, so that circle you see around me at the moment, I actually have invincibility, which is great. Don't care about I found pills. I will take the High Priestess card, I think, will cause Mom's foot to come down and attack whatever enemies there are in. Fortunately, the glare of the sun is definitely causing issues. You'll easily see this map, but I think it's fine. Yeah, I'm still not actually used to using the map because I played this game, the first like 100 hours I played this game, I was playing on a PS4 controller where the select button, which triggers the mini-map, was not pressable because it was like... So I'm still kind of getting used to exactly when I can use the map to learn something. Alright, you go ahead and let's go. Anything there, appreciate that. More bombs come from these sacks, so we got lots of money, lots of bombs. Oh, right. So after the mom fight, the floors do not have shops anymore. The money basically does me no good. This can still do me good because I can run across chests, but nothing. Oh. Out of here. The fishtail will cause the fishtail will cause enemies to be scared of me and run away from me. The problem is that I don't actually want that because then they work in different patterns that I'm not used to. So patterns of enemy movement, something that the better you are at this game, the more you kind of get a feel for that. And stars. The item room, there's no item room on the floor, so I don't. So, here. Okay, so I went in a long dead end. Fortunate means I have to go all the way back down and through this 2x2 to the south. That whole path was kind of a waste. So with the later floors, there's definitely a lot more of the, you know, if you find the boss room early, you can kind of get out of the floor a lot earlier. If you're a speedrunner, that's good. There's not as much that you get out of kind of wandering around the floor for a while because there's no shop, there's no item room. There is actually an item you can grab which will cause item rooms to appear, the broken crown, but it's pretty rare. A lot of okay. So this is a mirrored version of myself. The difficulty with that is that in a lot of cases, if you are, you know, using tears or whatever, he'll shoot out tears at the same time you do, and so that's dangerous because, you know, your tendency to just shoot really gets in the way. In this case, I used my knife to just kind of wander and walk right into it, saving myself having to worry about it. That straw. Get here. So these little enemies are going to shoot out. The green shots are explosive, the red shots are just normal projectiles. And we'll take the Joker card. The Joker card will get me into the deal room. There's that mom foot coming down and helping me out. Great. Go in here. Okay. Whoa, okay. Oh. Alright, Krampus, you're dead. Oh, and I get Krampus's head. I'm gonna take Head of Krampus. So Head of Krampus. No, actually, I'm not even gonna keep Krampus because what I'm gonna do is grab the White Pony. White Pony gives me flight, and I also get the ability to charge across a room. Both are useful. Joker card. Get this. So flight is useful because it means now I can fly over pits, I can fly over spikes, I can fly over rocks. So I no longer have some of the limitations, or which is good. It also means that I have this charge ability. It does mean in this case, as I said, I gave up that item that I've really been enjoying, where I was getting more health, and this is a little bit of a concern because I am now at this point down to 4 hearts. So that's going to be rough if I make it Mega Satan with only 4 hearts. Pretty hard fight, lots of projectiles, lots of other things. Hopefully we can find some more hearts in some way. That Dry Baby helping out. I think he grabbed that projectile. I don't actually fully understand how some of these items work. All just... Okay, so I will use my 2 of diamonds and double my coin. Doesn't make a difference, but you know what you're going to find in some floors. So these guys, despite looking like the ones earlier that I mentioned you can only hit when their head is open, are not actually the same. Because they're red, they're actually attackable all the time. Good. So tempted to go into that curse room. The curse room, the room with the spikes on the door, it has the property that like it can have like multiple black hearts in it. Like you can walk into it and end up actually having more life, and especially when you're you know, a character that has flight like this, flight means you only damage out and not on the way in. That would be good, but if I want to take the risk that I lose life, because losing a full heart on walking out of that room would... That's the other option that I could do. Card. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Go in here. Okay, there are no black hearts, so that was a waste, but because there's a Joker card in here, that I can pick. I'm gonna grab Little Brim. Oh crap, my memory of exactly how that worked. Odd. Okay. I was thinking I could use my Joker card to get out of there, but I forgot that the Joker card, once you exit the Joker room, just sends you right back to where you... So now I'm very low on life. I do have Little Brim, so that's that little guy shooting lasers around now. Unfortunately, I don't know how far I'm going to make it at this point because I don't have a lot of life left. I took damage in that room, I took damage coming out of that room. Overall, seems like I've made him... down to 1 heart, 1 more hit will kill me. Actually, I don't even... Because after this floor is Satan. There are no more devil deal after this. Oh no, that's it. That's the end of the round. Ah! Alright, taking Little Brim was a huge mistake. Anyway, so that's the run. I am the Chris Who Plays Games. This has been your Binding of Isaac run of the day. I will be live streaming again tomorrow night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern time for my birthday, so stop by for that. Unfortunately, my friends, well, fortunately, I guess, my friends Brad and Cow did finish quite quickly. 14 minutes and 16 minutes full run. I clearly did not. So that's the run. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.